All right. Well, welcome to this month's webinar. We are going to discuss how to optimize your restoration website for maximum conversion and lead flow. So we'll let me show this slide real quick. So I don't know if any of you guys were with us. I try to do these once a month. We did not get to one in February. I can get y'all a link to the January replay if you want. We kind of did a higher level goal setting, reverse engineering how many leads and jobs you need to hit your goals this year, cost per lead, that type of stuff. And this is kind of our, system. I mean, this isn't all inclusive, but these are a lot of the things you can do to help, grow and scale your company, right? From an online perspective. Now, this month's topic will be, more specifically in the conversion column here, as you can see, websites. So we're going to go through and I'll show you guys a few things that are working well from a website conversion process. And some of you hopefully have a website at this point. Some of you may not. I mean, every now and then, we still run across people that, work mainly with TPAs and they're like, man, we don't have anything from an online perspective, which is, you know, wild to me, but, it's construction tends to lag a little bit in the technology front. So, it is what it is, but I can promise you this internet marketing works. Is it easy? Absolutely not. But in this day and age, I mean, it's 2025. This stuff is important. It's honestly the whole reason I started this company is because my old bosses, they're like, "Hey, you can't get jobs on the internet," and I'm like, y'all have to be out of your mind. In this day and age, like if you're not on top of your stuff, you will get left behind, period, right? And I haven't checked on them. I don't know how they're doing, but I wasn't going to get run over by technology and the new stuff that's working in this day and age. So we'll cover some of that today. And we can do remind me at the end, Clay. I can shoot that over for you because I don't have it pulled up right now, but I can shoot that over for you for sure. All right, so we're going to discuss, ways to level up your website. This will help position you guys for a killer 2025 and beyond. Time is one of the only resources we can't get back, right? You can always make more money, you can always, grow your business, etc. But time is valuable. My time's valuable, y'all's time is valuable. So I want to be respectful of that. I do love to go on rants, but I'm gonna try to keep it short and sweet for you guys and just try to add some value best I can. So let's get into it. And for all my non-believers out there, we were checking on one of our clients has been with us a while. Not working with TPAs. He's not doing pay-per-click. We're actually that's another conversation, but we're actually about to add that in for him because he's at a a little better level now. But he got 1,600 calls in 2023, 2,500 2024. It's 800 plus calls year over year. Not bad, right? And this is from internet marketing, not just from his website. I want to be transparent about that. We help him with a lot of things, but we still come across people that think you can't grow and scale a company by doing this stuff right, and it just blows our mind. And actually, everybody's like, yeah, leads and calls are great, but that doesn't help me grow my business. And again, like we hear this when people come and start to talk to us, right? Well, I caught up with this client. I mean, I'm friends with this guy at this point. So here and I are touching base, mapping out 2025, and I'll just show y'all like, and again, this is that guy. So just watch. And again, I'm just showing this that what I'm about to cover today. Like this is me being like, I'm not just making this stuff up. Like I practice this all day, every day, and I have been for years. And again, is all this perfect? No, it's not. But I just want to show you guys some of the stuff we're going to cover today can help be a piece to this entire puzzle.
You got over 1,500 calls in 2023. Last year, you had over 2,500 calls. Yeah, 1,000 extra calls in a year is not too bad. That's because of you, man. You had it all dialed in, and then when it hit, it was like boom. This is Robert from Pacific Northwest. So, what problem were you trying to solve before you signed up with Restoration Marketing Group? Well, the main problem we had, our company, is we were trying to, pick up revenue, get gross sales. We were having a problem connecting with customers, with potential leads. And over the past few years, since we've worked with Jamie and his team, we've had our gross sales have increased dramatically. So in 2023, you did about 1.5, and then last year you did what, 4.5 million in revenue? Yeah, we started seeing a big change. Then we hit 1.5, and then like you said, this last year we were almost 5 million in sales. That's awful, man. Hey, and in my mind, we're just getting started. We're gonna keep pushing. What would you say to anybody that's on the fence of working with Restoration Marketing Group? The one thing I would say is just to trust the process. I would say that when.
All right, we don't have to put it's short, but so what I wanted y'all to hear one thing he said: trust the process. And again, is it all unicorns and rainbows to growing and scaling a restoration company? Absolutely not. I'm the first one to tell you that. I've told Robert that as he's worked with us the last few years, but 1.5 to 4.5, I mean, an extra 3 million in revenue is not too bad, right? Could you do more potentially? But, and again, I'm not saying if you fix your website, you're going to get an extra 3 million this year. Like, don't take this the wrong way. I'm just saying, like, it still blows our mind. Like, if Robert would have been like, oh, that stuff doesn't work, he wouldn't have done almost 5 million in sales last year now, right? So let's get into the meat and the meat of it. And again, some of y'all like, and again, I don't know if some of y'all are gonna have to run to a job site. I'll put a link in the chat if you do want to meet with me or somebody on my team. Book a call. If you don't, fine. Like, I'm not here. This isn't a sales pitch. I want to we're gonna get into some actual website stuff. But a lot of people, sometimes message me like, hey, like, we already know we want to talk to you. Just how do we talk to y'all, right? So I will put that in the chat again. Use it if you want. If not, no hard feelings. You're right. We'll be fine either way. So, and if you stay to the end too, I'll get you. I'm not sure why my slides are all janky, but this stuff never. This is live. This is not recorded. This is a live webinar. I'll give you guys our workbook too. There's a lot of good stuff, and there's a marketing calculator in there too. Like I mentioned earlier, you can reverse engineer your goals. A link to that calculator is in this workbook, so I'll give you guys that as well, and that can help you. You can work through that, not now, but after, with your team or whenever, you can work through that, and it'll be really good. And again, this is about you guys, not me, but I'm the founder, CEO of Restoration Marketing Group. I grew up in construction my whole life. Now, I was on the general contracting world and subcontracting world and commercial construction. Not so I wasn't doing mint jobs or dryouts, but I used to help build. I was a project manager building schools, hospitals, office buildings. So big projects, which is a little different than a lot of y'all might do residential stuff. But that helps, when you match the marketing with the construction experience. That's why we're different, right? Like, we know the difference between a mint job and a rebuild job. We know mold inspection is different than mold removal, and we know that varies by state. And we're in this with you guys, right? And again, these are just some of the text messages we get from some of our clients. And again, I'm not saying you're going to get $722,000 from 2 jobs, but the internet can produce commercial jobs and big jobs. Now, those included the putback rebuild. Some of y'all may or may not do that. Again, I'm trying to be transparent. I'm not saying those are 722 to myth. Like, that client does putback. This one was actually MIT. If you see right here, 200 grand in MIT. It's not in 3 weeks. It's not shabby. And again, does that happen every week? No, it doesn't. We all know here there's ebbs and flows in the restoration industry, period. And that's what I cover. I'm going to cover throughout the year. Excuse me. As we it's more lead. I call them fishing poles, right? You put more poles in the water to catch more fish, which is a metaphor for more leads and jobs, right? Because lack of consistency and predictability is a huge problem in this industry. Everybody has to deal with it in all markets. I mean, all across US and Canada, we've seen it. But that's why you want to try to position yourself for more consistency by getting some of this stuff fixed and corrected. And again, I've already showed you this particular webinar. We're going to cover websites, but throughout the year, I'll be doing more and more of these free webinars to kind of reverse engineer and show you guys, or do a little deeper dive in each of these things that you guys can implement yourselves if you'd like. So let's get into it. More specifics on websites themselves, right? So some of these, you might be aware of, but we found a few stats and data to go along with this. Obviously, mobile is picking up big time. And this has been happening for years. But everybody on this webinar right now, I'm not a betting man, but I would say your cell phone is probably within 2 feet of you right now, right? Well, everybody in the US typically has their phone within 2 feet of, right? That's just the world we live in. So, I just showed y'all the calls. Like if somebody's house floods, not everybody, but some people will pull out their phone, water damage company near me, and make the phone call, right? And that's what we want. We want high buyer intent leads. And so that trend is continuing. It's only going to go up. So we'll talk about mobile friendly website stuff here in a little bit. Load speed. People have a negative attention span, basically, right? So I appreciate you guys sitting here and paying attention because I know it's hard to focus. Well, I have trouble focusing. I don't know if y'all do, but think about it. With all these like TikToks and Instagram, this, that, and other, people are just used to scrolling. They want instant satisfaction, and I mean, it's wild. But that's why a fast website is imperative in this day and age. Period. And you want to be able to capture, leads in multiple different ways. It seems, younger generations don't necessarily love to have a phone conversation, texting, emailing. A lot of people just would rather do that. So you want to be able to capture those leads if they don't want to call. So that's a huge thing we're seeing is only picking up, just chatting back and forth instead of making a call. I mean, at some point you got to talk to them to get the details, but a lot of stuff can be initiated with that. Reviews, imperative. Look, reviews on a website can increase conversions by 270%. That's almost a 3x, right? And look, consumers read an average of 10 reviews before they could. I'll give I think I did I'll do another one this year on reviews alone because honestly, I've been screaming from the rooftops for 4 or 5 years on this, and we've only seen proof. Yeah, if y'all want a little hack real quick, GBP reviews will help. Because we still think, people don't people don't read reviews, and this is how I sum it up. All of y'all on here have heard of Amazon. What do you do on Amazon? You search product. You look at the top results. You look at reviews. You purchase product. In the home service world, which restoration falls under that umbrella, what do people do? They go to Google. They look at the top results. They look at reviews. They make a phone call. Right? And we have clients. It's funny. The other day we heard on the call recording, because we track calls for our clients, like our client took a job from another restoration company because he said on the phone, my insurance company told me to call to work with Paul Davis. I looked them up online. I didn't like their review rating. I found you guys at the top. I see you guys had good reviews. I want y'all to do the work. literally took the job from a competitor that was a referral from an insurance agent. Like this is real life, and I'm telling you, it is imperative. Um, so, and again, nothing against Paul Davis. We work with a lot of those franchisees. I'm not. We work with independents and franchisees. I'm just saying, I don't know which one that was. It's fine, but um, that's not a bash on them by any means. I'm just saying, like, review and your reputation matters. Um, Videos, adds personalization, can increase conversion rate. Um, chatbots. We have a particular one that turns chats into text, and then obviously the AI is coming. It's coming in hot. That's a way you can level it up even more, which we'll talk a little bit about. But I'll I'll do a webinar on that specifically at some point this year. So those are just a few stats for you guys about some of the elements and some numbers for all you analytical people that want to see some stats. That's on why it matters. And we look at your website as kind of the hub or the foundation to all of this, right? Like whether a lot of your online properties, almost all of them connect back to your website. That's why it's important. And also, for anybody that doesn't, a lot of our clients too, we have conversations with them about online and offline. A lot of them, work with TPAs or referral partners, right? Plumbers, property managers, insurance companies, adjusters, on and on and on. If you're trying to get a new relationship and they've never heard of you, what do you think they're going to do when you walk out of the office? I've never heard of ABC Restoration. Let me Google them. That's another reason why your reviews and website can matter. If your website looks like it was built in 1980, I'm not calling you, and they're not going to call you. And again, that's reality. That's real life. Like we can all pretend like this stuff doesn't matter, or we can clean it up. And on the review thing too, because this is a real life example, we were catching up with one of our clients, and he had some reviews, but his rating, we're like, man, look, we know you do good work. And like, he had some disgruntled employees that left bad reviews. There's always a little gibberish on there. We get that. But we were like, Steve, you do you're doing a lot of work. Drown them out with new 5-star reviews. But he didn't think it mattered. Well, he was trying to get a new plumbing referral relationship, and they straight up told him, they're like, dude, we don't, based on your review rating, we don't feel comfortable partnering with you. His tune changed after that. And then he's like, yeah, y'all are right. And we're like, well, we've been telling you this for a year. So, but now he's listening and he's improved his rating big time, right? So there's another real world example of why some of this stuff is important. And so this is an extreme example, but I wanted to keep the math simple, right? So why would website conversion matter, right? So all things being equal here, let's say we got 1,500 visitors a month, right? 5% conversion rate, that's 75 leads. 30% turns into jobs, which is a little low in my opinion, but that'll be a different webinar. 22 jobs, 4,000 average transaction. Some of y'all might be less or more than that for MIT stuff. 88 grand, right? Well, if they triple their conversion rate and it's 15%, that turns into 225. Same closing rate, same transaction value. This isn't including build back, put back, any of that. We're keeping the math simple. That's $268,000 a month. Now, if you clean up your website, are you automatically going to triple your conversion rate? No, I'm not saying that. But again, that's almost an extra 200 grand. Like this is where this stuff and optimization can matter. And there's a lot of things that goes into marketing and sales though. This is just one piece of the funnel, right? There's like 20 different things you can optimize throughout the process, right? Like I don't like 30% conversion rate, right? Like that's something else that can be. So if a lot of this is tweaked, if all of these are incrementally improved, this number goes up even more, right? And again, we'll maybe cover some of that other stuff down the road, but that's how powerful some of this stuff can be. So hopefully that helps drive home the point that, this stuff, again, it's 2025. Like this stuff is super important. Is it the only thing you should focus on? Absolutely not. I'm just saying it's one piece of the puzzle when it comes to, growing and scaling. So let's get into more of the nitty gritty, right? So, all right, Jamie, we understand we need to do it, but what do we need to do, right? So here's a few tidbits or checklists, whatever you want to call it, of some things that help the conversion, right? You want to make sure you're speaking to your ideal customer avatar or your client profile. There's a million different ways of saying it, but who are you going after, right? I mean, some of our clients are more commercial focused, some of our clients are actually mold focused, and I mean, a lot of you probably do water, fire, mold, all of it. Some of our clients have a remodeling division, a restoration division. I mean, some have janitorial. I mean, it's your business. You have your own divisions, but you want to make sure that each page on the website is speaking to that particular problem, right? For the type of customer you want to attract. Real, authentic images, which I'll show you. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Video to explain the services or a little bit more about your team. Social proof, reviews. We talked a little bit about that. Not only on your Google Business Profile, which those reviews connect to your local service ad, which, I think if you go back and look, I think I did a webinar on that in December. Those reviews connect there. That's, again, why they're important. 3 conversion opportunities on the website. Have a click to call button for mobile. Schedule online. That may or may not be relevant for some of you on here. I mean, nobody's going to schedule online about, their toilets overflowing, the ceiling's cracking, breaking through. But, some of our clients have like a separate division for carpet cleaning or duct cleaning or like non-emergency based services. Some people, you can schedule some calls straight from the website there, and then chat and text. A chat bot on the website can help you capture more leads as well. Clear calls to action, right? You want to tell people what to do, like, call us today for a free estimate. You don't want to just have a long blog and not tell them to do anything after they're done reading it, right? Special offers and coupons. I mean, use those at your own accord. I mean, I know with the insurance stuff, some of that can be tricky, but, 10% off first time customers, or, we clean your carpet in one room, get 4 rooms free. I mean, just, some sort of offer to incentivize the visitor to take action is what I'm trying to, does really help conversion rate. And again, that could be specific to service. You guys know your businesses, so come up with those, that match your services and your goals. Absolutely make sure it's a mobile friendly site and somebody can easily tap a button to click the call. The chatbot widget, which I'll show you guys. Site speed matters. And here, I'll actually, let me see something real quick. I'll give y'all, let's see, Google page. I'll put it in the chat. Y'all can test your website site speed. Excuse me, I don't know what's happening. Hang on, this URL is being there. See if that works. You can test. Well, not now. Pay attention to the webinar right now. But after the webinar, you can test your website speed. Yeah, that should be the URL there. That'll be a useful little thing for you guys. You can see how fast or slow, and it should spit out a desktop load speed and a mobile load speed, because Google kind of looks at those differently. So that'll be helpful for you guys on that front. This isn't a paid traffic webinar, but you want to have separate landing pages by service if you're running Google ads, right? So if you're doing water, fire, mold with Google ads, you want separate one-page websites, which we call landing pages. You want a water, a fire, and a mold one. Those convert better than just running that to your normal website. We've tested that. Then you want to engage people via SMS or texting, and you want to leverage automations to make your life easier. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do that. We do have a software that we use with our clients called Lead Cottage that does this, but some of y'all might already have something that does that, so just make sure you're using it. And then AI or artificial intelligence is here, and we don't know when yet, but it's on our roadmap. We'll be rolling this out this year for our clients. You know, Instead of a human texting back and forth, we're going to have AI bots for each of our clients that will work leads for them. And we're also want to develop. It's kind of tricky, we got to make sure the AI bot doesn't go rogue and all that fun stuff. But we're looking into having an AI answering service too. And again, they're not going to be perfect though. It's going to be the tricky part. We'll probably have to figure out somehow, a human rollover, but a lot of the back and forth and rescheduling stuff that we all have to deal with, like, you'll be able to leverage an AI bot, and it's going to be powerful. That's where the world's going, whether we like it or not. So I'm excited for that, and that'll help not only conversion rate, but from a time. Like, time is money, right? So to help you guys save time, like, it is going to be super powerful. So, maybe from that list, pick, a lot of times us as entrepreneurs, we try to do, we always want to do 50 projects at once, but sometimes it's better if you just pick one and get it done, right? And then add in other things as you go on. Um, so we talked about some of the stuff, that you can put in place. Because at the end of the day, and this is where me coming from construction, like all this fancy technical SEO, LSA, Google Ads, like at the end of the day, y'all saw me like meet with Robert. We want to help you guys make money. And again, we're not, I mean, not that money is everything, but most of us here are running for-profit companies, like, and you got to pay your employees and they have to put food on the table, right? So we're responsible for taking care of them, and you got to have money to do that, is how I look at it. So all of this, SEO and marketing stuff, at the end of the day, we want the phone to ring, and we want high buyer intent opportunities for you guys to close and make money on, and take care of the person that has the problem, right? Because if this is done properly, it's a win-win-win for all parties involved, right? And that's what we want. So here, I'll show y'all how some of this would look. And honestly, if some of y'all want to stay on to the end and you want me to audit your site for you real quick. And again, I don't pretend like I know everything, but I can maybe give you my 2 cents on your current website and maybe some things I would do to improve it. We'll do that at the end when I'm doing Q&A if y'all want and we have time. Sorry, I got this monster monitor that's kind of hard to so we'll just see if I can show you guys a few things here. But you want to clean, and again, I'm not even saying this is perfect, but I want to give y'all, you want to have, why should they call this company instead of their competitors, right? So in this particular client, like, they got a video, and again, you don't have to do all this at once because some of this can take time and money to get done, right? That's just how it is. But like, this is a cool killer video he had made.
Control of North Seattle. We believe in more than just home and business restoration.
All right, well, I'm not going to play the whole video, but y'all get the point. Like, that speaks professionalism. That's the opposite of cookie cutter. We all see the cookie cutter websites out there. That's a video conversion element, right? That you can, and look, a lot of y'all have branded trucks, vans, cars, whatever. You want them on the website. You want to show your professionalism versus, because we've all seen the sites out there that look like, they're using the same water damage pictures as everybody else. And again, can you get calls with that? Probably. Do you want to get more calls than just a few? This is the stuff that can help, right? And then you want, different pages for all the different services you do. A lot of us have seen these pictures, but team photos and your logoed polos, show your car. Again, there's just gives, I mean, there's some things I would maybe these are called trust badges, social proof. Sorry, I don't know what's going on in my throat. But look, this client too, video testimonials, powerful, right? These are real world examples of real world clients that they've helped. You can display them on your website, right? Because most of us seen reviews on websites. Why don't you take it to the next level? And you could show a mold, remediation job, a fire job, water job, kitchen remodel, whatever your services are, duct cleaning. Team photos. I mean, you don't have to do this, but again, it just lets them know, like, hey, we're a legit company. Like, we're not. There's faces behind the brand, right? That's one way to look at it. And then, this is more. I'll cover probably more of this on the SEO webinar, but having your service area listed and specific pages for all the cities and towns you cover, Google likes that. And remember, we're here to appease Google to get you guys more leads, jobs, and money, right? That's why some of this might not be, ideally what we want to do, but if Google likes it, we got to appease Google to rank higher, to get more traffic, to get more leads. So that's just a quick, a few tidbits. I think we'll cover some more stuff too as we go on, but those are just a few things. And again, I mean, that website's not perfect, but it doesn't look like it was built in 1980 either, right? And here's another one. I think I was going to show you guys this one. So if you don't have, this one's a little bit older, but if you don't have pictures of your wrap vans, team photos, all of this, you can still build a pretty clean looking site without that on it, right? I mean, ideally that would be, see, like he doesn't have video testimonials, right? So we have just regular reviews on here. He doesn't have his whole org chart, in pictures on here. So we, sometimes you got to use what you got. So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be perfect, but look, he's still got all the trust badges. Why is he different than competition? So this website, all this different cities and services he covers, all the different insurance companies he works with. He doesn't have a full fleet. And yeah, I mean, this is the best picture we had at the time of the truck. So, I mean, at least, if that truck pulls up on the job, oh yeah, okay. This is the company I called. So there's just a few things. And look, you do want, if y'all can see this, you should, if you look in the right, you want separate pages for all the different services you do. You want city pages for all the separate cities you cover. And I'll go deeper on that on the SEO webinar, but that's just kind of a quick, y'all could get that done in the meantime. But you want clean, simple, professional, and that I just showed y'all a few examples too, right? Like those, because a lot of the sites we come across don't look. I mean, we come across some that are pretty awesome too, to be honest. That's why we just tell people our honest thoughts. But so that's man, sorry, I don't know what's bad timing on the throat situation. Man. All right, we'll continue on. So, let's dive a little bit deeper into your website and your ideal customer profile, right? So here's a quote. Like if you can see Joe Jones through Joe Jones' eyes, then you can sell what Joe Jones buys. That's hard to say. I don't even know why I put that on there, but y'all get the point. So let's talk about your avatar. So here's just an example. And again, this is specific to you guys in your service area, but something to think about, right? Who is your ideal customer avatar, right? They're a homeowner, 35 plus, married, annual income, 65 plus, family oriented. What pains and frustrations are they going through, right? Toilet overflow, mold on the walls, can't get a restoration company to answer their phone, need the water leak resolved, too busy to deal with insurance, right? Like a lot of our clients help the insureds navigate the insurance process. I mean, as a nightmare as it's going to be, as we all know, it's just part of the job, right? They're worried about mold growing, if they don't mitigate the water issue, I mean, there's a lot of pains and frustrations they're going to deal with, right? So you want your website to speak to those to get them to take action. Okay. What fears and implications are they where they may have? They don't want to be ripped off, paying too much, getting mold in their, home if it's not dried out properly, having to wait around for 4 hours for the technician, right? We've all seen it. That's why, a lot of this 30, 45, 60-minute response time stuff is important, right? People don't be waiting around for a half a day when their toilet's currently flooding their house and making it work, right? Speed matters in that instance. You can help them navigate all the paperwork with insurance company. They won't have to deal with all that crap themselves. Now what are their goals and desires, right? They want the problem fixed. They want their home just put back together like it was before. So they have the peace of mind, they're back to life as usual, right? They just want the problem solved. So, some stuff too, and some of this can be played around with in your Google ads and your pay-per-click stuff if you guys are running that. Same day service, emergency services, straightforward pricing, satisfaction guaranteed, certified, trustworthy technicians, right? Nobody wants any yahoos coming in their house or, demoing their house or putting them together, right? They want professional people handling their stuff. And I already showed you guys this, but here's some ways to actually this is the wrong screenshot. So that's what happens when you're so let me just show y'all what I meant to show. I thought it was, hang on. Yeah, this is what I meant to show you guys. Here we go. This is just me having to fix stuff. But so this is what I meant to show. Yeah, so like quality service, affordable, licensed and insured, expert technicians, free quote, competitive pricing, on time, satisfaction guaranteed. A lot of you might have awards in your local market, national market, whatever. I mean, that shows you're worthy, right? Warranties. So just why are you different than all the other restoration companies? Locally owned, family owned, been in business 50 plus years. We didn't just start doing this yesterday. And again, if some of you are newer, that's just, you got to go through that process. But some people want to just know, like, all right, this isn't the first time this company has helped with my fire damage issue, right? So definitely put some of these, honestly, on your landing pages and your website. You want some of that on there, right? And I already showed you, like, the real and authentic is huge. I already showed you all the, the video example, the trucks, the personal photos. Get them on your website. They really help. Like I said, that one video, like, yes, it takes time and money to do that, but that's business, right? That's just what it takes. So get it done. But again, you don't have to do all this at once, right? It could be baby steps, one thing at a time. I just want y'all to implement something from it. Social proof, make sure the reviews are on your website. Now let's talk mobile friendly. 4.8 billion. Damn, I don't even know what the population is. I think it's like 8 billion, but half the world. I mean, in the US and Canada, everybody's got a mobile phone pretty much, right? So 3 out of 5 consumers search for local businesses on their smartphone. Google reports 40% of mobile consumers turn to compare sites for a bad mobile experience. And a lot of that will be due to the, you can use the link I gave you here in the chat. That's called a bounce rate. Like, people aren't waiting 10 seconds for your website to load, right? They're gone and they're on your competitor's website. So just keep that in mind. Here's something I wanted to show y'all too. This is a must in my mind. If you see this little green call button in the bottom right hand corner, like that's, and again, this can look different ways, but you absolutely want to tap to call button on your website. From somebody's on there and they're scrolling, they can just, like, yep, I want to call this company. They just tap it. It populates the phone number. They hit dial. You want to make it easy on them to call. That will absolutely help your conversion rate. Chat widget can increase leads 35%. I'll show you. So this is just, and again, there's a lot of different ways to do this. This is just ours. That's built into our CRM lead cottage. So ours turns into text messages, right? They put name, phone number, and a message. And we like that because all of us get 4,500 emails a day, right? It's hard to keep up on emails. Text messages. It's like a 98% open rate. Everybody gets their text messages. I mean, do text messages get missed? Yes. And this is wild too. One of our guys in Florida, he was telling us about a big commercial job he got. And I was like, man, where'd that come from? That's a solid lead right there. And he was like, Jamie, it came from our chat widget on our website on a Saturday. And see, he gets text notifications, right? So he was like, man, this seems strange. But once he got the text, he called, and they were like, yeah, I mean, we actually called somebody else before you, but like nobody's answering the phone. It's Saturday, and again, that's our biggest pet peeve. Like in this business, you got to answer the phone. I mean, it sounds obvious, but you won't believe the amount of calls our clients still miss. But that's we'll do a different webinar on that too. But this job, it was a commercial bio job, like a chemical spill. And this guy does rebuild too. $500,000 job from his freaking chat widget. I was like, dude, no way. And he was like, yeah. I mean, honestly, because I knew the chat widgets were. And again, is that likely to happen to you guys? Probably not. It did for him. He got lucky. But he was the first to respond. And these people were like, dude, we need freaking help. So they found him at the top of Google. They tried chatting him real quick. He responded because he's an animal and he's all over his leads. We don't have to worry about him. He's driven to a house before to close a job. I'm not saying you have to do that, but I should do a whole other webinar on that. A lot of people are spoiled in restoration because, somebody calls for a MIT job. You don't even have to sell that. That doesn't even count in my mind for having to like go there, present yourself and sell it, right? They just want somebody to answer. But like this particular client I'm thinking of, he does rebuild, remodeling, commercial jobs, mold removal. And that's why he drove the house. This was a different job, but he told me it was it was like a $25,000 mold job or something. But he was like, dude, I want this job. The lady wasn't answering his calls or whatever. He just drove over there and like, hey, just want to check in. And she's like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and get the ball rolling. So that's one of my many rants I love to go on, but I see that so much. Huge opportunity for restoration companies. Lead follow-up for everything that's non-emergency based. I call it low-hanging fruit. There's a lot of money to be made for doing that. But again, we'll cover that on another day. But so here's some of the key ideas, right? Real authentic images, add a video. And again, if you want to go even more granular, you could have a video describing what is water damage, what does the process look like, what is mold removal, what does the process look like. I mean, that's something that, but if you're going to hire a video editor to get that one video done, you could go ahead and bang out all that while he or she's there. About you, right? Like, why should they work with you instead of the competition? We all know if we're on here, restoration, it's ruthlessly competitive. It's a big boy, big girl game because you can make millions, but it's competitive. Every market is ruthlessly competitive we've seen. And if you're in a bigger market, it's going to be even more competitive. That's just the way it goes, unfortunately. Show your online reviews, get the basics in order. Have a clickable phone number in the top right-hand corner. Have a web form for people that want to email in. Have the chat widget for people that want to chat, right? Have the tap to call button for people that want to call from a website or a mobile website. Credibility symbols, right? BBB, Angie's List, Thumbtack, Home Advisor, which is now what? Just Angie's? I'm having a brain fart. I think they merged, but you get the point, right? Any awards, recognitions you've gotten from your community, local market, chamber of commerce, whatever, that just shows you do good work. You want to put those on your website, right? And like I said, have each page speak to the specific service, coupon offers when they make sense, spring cleaning, whatever, right? You get creative, but people you want to incentivize them to take action. And I already mentioned the live chat widget. And, for some of you, depending on the services you do, you could have a way for them to schedule a phone call straight from your website. And that's another way of doing that. So I know I've been kind of running through all this quickly, but at the end of the day, we want to drive more leads and jobs for you guys. So out of that list, I'll go show, well, really let me show the main one. This one, right? I would pick 3 from here to get done, maybe the next 30 days or by the end of April, like whatever, however fast you can implement and get stuff done. Just pick 3, right? Or, you can just, another easier, faster way, you just spend the money and get a new website built, right? It's teach his own. Y'all do what you want. Just implement this in some form or fashion for me. But maybe pick 3, right? Because a lot of times we bite off more than we can choose, entrepreneurs, because that's what we, that's how we're wired. But sometimes it's easier just pick a top 3, get it done, come revisit this, pick another 3, get it done, and then just start chipping away at it. Any of you that do like quarterly meetings, quarterly rocks, quarterly projects, whatever you want to call it, right? You can meet your team, pick 3, and get on with it. Is another just idea. So, write down your little notepad, your Google Doc, whatever you want to do. 3 ideas or maybe 3 things. Honestly, just to give y'all a little hint, if I was y'all, like, check your site speed. The link is in the chat. Make sure your website is mobile friendly, and make sure you have to click the call button on it. Those are your 3. If you need help picking your 3, I just gave you your 3. That's what I would do to start. Those are most important, and get fancy with it after that, right? So I touched on this a little bit earlier, but here's another big issue we see is, web forms, if you're emailing people back the next day, that lead's gone, right? If it's a missed call, the appointment's not booked right then and right there, the lead goes cold, right? So here's some stats too. Leads that are not followed up with 15 minutes go cold. Average customer must be followed up with 5 to 7 times. It honestly might be more than that now, but before booking. And a lot of people want to just handle conversations via text versus phone call or email. So have a way to handle that with them, right? And real quick too on this, average customer must be followed up with 5 to 7 times before booking. Again, majority of restoration companies I've met have not been trained on this. Nobody's ever had that conversation because everybody gets spoiled. Well, I just want more Mint jobs. Like, yeah, everybody else. That's why the leads are expensive. That's why it's ruthlessly competitive. But if y'all want to make more money from the rebuilds, recon, duct cleaning, mold, remodels, etc., if you touch those leads 5 to 7 times, every quote you have outstanding for the rest of this year, you will make more money. And then you'll email me and be like, Jamie, I want to give you 10% because I cleared an extra $500,000 this year. Thank you. And you can cut me the check. Just kidding. But for real, and I'll give you another example on this. Catching up one of our clients. He's like, hey man, like we got a lot of, he has like a whiteboard, right? He gets all his leads. He's like, man, I got like 7 outstanding mold quotes out there. They're just not closing. I was like, look, Corey, I love you. You're my friend at this point. We shouldn't be on this Zoom call right now. Have you followed up with those mold quotes? No. Well, exactly. Let's get off this column. He's like, you know what? You're right. He did it. Next time I talked to him, he's like, dude, one of those mold jobs, $25,000 mold job. And I was like, well, there you go. And again, does that happen every time? No, it doesn't. Some people are going to ghost you, whatever. But please, please follow up with the non-emergency jobs. There's money in it. I'm telling you. Because I do a little construction stuff on the side it's a long story, not to go into that. And I had to get a roof recoated on something. And I'm a buyer too. When I'm ready to get done, I want it done. I got like 4 or 5 quotes. Not one roofer called me back to ask the decision I was going to make. I mean, I told the guy I worked with, I was like, dude, I'm paying somebody this week to do the job. Like, I'm not one person called me back wanting the money. And I like, it just drives me crazy how many construction companies do not do that. And and again, I wasn't taught that when I worked in construction either. That's why I'm trying to, everybody on here, I'm trying to bring that up. If you have sales reps, marketing and sales reps, business development reps, if you're the owner and still doing it yourself, please block some time out to follow up with those people. And I would do the same thing with relationship and referral relationship building too. Could be super helpful. And there's another way too to make this a little easier is leveraging automation, right? To where the system can automatically tag people and engage them before they call your competitor. And like, what do I mean by that? Let's say you're getting 100 leads a month, 30% conversion rate, no follow-up, 30 jobs. And again, we're just using a $4,000 example. Some of y'all might be lower, some of y'all might be higher. 120 grand a month. Well, let's say we boosted that conversion from 30 to 50, right? All else being equal, that turns 120 to 200. There's an extra 80,000 a month. And 83 a month is $1 million a year. So that's just shy of an extra $1 million a year. And again, yes, I know this sounds easier verbally than actually doing it, but that's how important the follow-up and conversion rate piece can be. An extra $1 million to the top line, right? And that's not include rebuild putback. But this particular example did rebuild putback, it's even bigger. And I showed y'all the Robert video earlier. He does rebuild putback, to be honest. Like, that's not just straight. That wasn't an extra $3 million and just MIT. He does rebuild, but he's not complaining. I mean, that's, he added millions to his top line. This is pretty cool too, what you can do with automations. Because everybody always tells me, I'm like, hey, they're like, Jamie, we don't miss phone calls. We close 100%. And I'm like, okay, I bet you do. Wait till you get in 300 calls a month. Then we'll see. We'll see about that 100%. But again, I'm kind of joking, y'all. Like, it happens. Life happens. If you're in the shower, you can't answer the phone. Like, I get it. This is one of our clients. He happened to miss the call, right? Which he's normally good about it. It happened. So our system, Lead Cottage, texted him, hey, this is Titan Restoration. Sorry I missed your call. How can I help? Well, this lady said, I have a roof leak. I already have a claim with insurance open and sent a picture. Remember I say leads go cold 15 minutes or more? Speed to lead is the name of the game. This is a real world example. He would have missed that job. He would have called back 2 hours later once he left the job site, whatever. But the system automatically texted the lady to engage her. And then, he got on it and called and texted her back to work the lead. Now, we don't have this yet, but this is what I'm saying, where the world's going. We're working on it. And I don't know when we're going to have it ready this year, but it'll be this year. We're working on an AI version of this to where the AI will text back and forth to set the appointment for you guys. It's going to be a game changer. Because, again, why? That'll save time, his time, instead of working that lead and setting the appointment, the AI bot. And, again, that's a heavy lift. There's a lot of moving parts to that, but we are working on it because that's where the world's going. So, but that's kind of cool though. Like, and again, does every missed call turn into a claim? Like, no, it doesn't. But I'm just showing you how powerful the automations can be for the lead follow-up part, right? And a lot of this can start on the website chat. Remember I said website turns to chat? So that's where that becomes relevant. And again, it makes, every lead you generate more valuable. So yeah, if you guys want to talk more about Lead Cottage and automations, you can book a call, then we'll, it's fine. If not, you can implement this yourself. No big deal. I'm cool with that, obviously. So, man, I'm doing pretty good on time. We got 6 minutes left and I'm wrapping up here. So bear with me. But yeah, here's another, if any of y'all missed the stuff I covered earlier, you can screenshot this, take a picture or whatever, show it to your team. Pick a few of these to get done now, and then you can do the rest after the fact. But again, if I had to pick 3, well, depending on how your website looks. If your website, again, looks like it was built in 1980, you might need to clean that up first. But if it's a decent looking site, then make sure it's mobile friendly, You have to click the call button and make sure it loads fast, right? And then a little bonus, you can throw your little chat widget on there, and you at least got some of this in place. While you get all that done, while you get the team photos done, the pictures of the trucks done. If you're, you high achievers out there, you get the video, the About Us video made from a local videographer, right? Just Google, videographers near me or something, right? Y'all can figure that out. There'll be some in your area. All right. Well, hopefully you picked 3 by now. And again, for any of you that want, to talk to me or my team about your particular situation, cool. Book a call with us. If not, fine. Implement this. Like I said, no hard feelings. Hopefully you guys got a few nuggets from this. And I will give you guys this workbook. I can't remember how much I covered websites in this workbook, but there's a bunch of other stuff in there too. Y'all can this should be a PDF for you guys. There. You might have to open that and then download it in the top right corner to download the PDF to your computer. So y'all can try that. If you want to, there's the workbook. All right. It's 2:56. I did pretty good on time. Anybody have any questions? You want me to look at your website for you? I'll hang on here for a few more minutes. And if you did want to book a call with us, it's in the chat. If you want to talk to us. All right. Any questions while I'm here? Any websites anybody wants me to look at? We can cover that now. Damn, I didn't know y'all gonna take me up like this on the the website. All right, we'll start at the top here. All right, I'm gonna be short and sweet because maybe I can get to all right, you got separate pages for water, fire, smoke, windstorm, mold. All right, you can tap that to call, so good. You got your other services you do. I would check your page speed, Jeremiah. Sometimes these videos in the background can be a little heavy. I like them. I think that makes it, it gives it a little extra oomph, but sometimes they're heavy and they load slow and it affects your load time. So something to be aware of there. Yeah, I like the office suite though. The trucks. Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is not bad. Like you're trying to get the point. But see, when you look at your section of that, and again, in my opinion, this looks like a little cleaner, right? And again, I mean, if you loved it, fine. I'm just giving my honest opinion. You see what I'm saying? Where that just looks a little old and dated to me. Like I love this though. Like the van driving away, that's super clean. As long as that doesn't affect the page speed, definitely leave that. Yeah, and you got your GBP connected here. So, yep, good job there. Yep, yep. Areas covered. So on this, this is where, remember I said from an SEO perspective, like I would have separate pages for the separate states you cover, and then the cities you cover in these states if you want to rank in Google from SEO perspective. Where in South Carolina do you cover, Jeremiah? I'm pretty familiar with the entire state. I've lived around, I moved around there. But yeah, so not bad, Jeremiah. Let's check your little widget out over here. Yeah. Oh wait, you know what? I might have messed up. Here we go. Service area. See, I would link your service area at the bottom in the footer too. Yeah. Okay. I'd maybe redo this image. Your people could probably come up with something a little cleaner than that. But yeah, I mean, it's not. Let's see when you had this thing built, 2024. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. I mean, there's a little few aesthetic things I would do differently. But see, there's still not city pages on here, right? Like this is a good start, but um yeah, see, I don't think these link to your GBPs either. Like if you have separate offices, I imagine you have separate offices and all these yeah. All right, cool. Let's all right, Gerardo. Yeah. Well, you I mean, honestly, I would just hire an agency to build you a new website because anybody I've ever seen, and I don't mean disrespect from this, but like if you're a business owner or head of marketing, like, and you don't know the ins and outs to building a new website, you don't want to try to do it on your own. Like your time is best spent growing and scaling your business via hitting the streets, getting referrals, growing your team, training your team. Because most of the time when we've looked at people and they've done it on their own, I'm like, dude, this has got to go. This ain't going to cut it. Because I'll tell them I ethically can't market that website because that thing ain't going to convert, right? So, I mean, you know, um, a marketing agency, Gerardo, would be, you know, you can get a couple quotes. I would ask the marketing company, this is imperative. When we build websites, our clients and partners, it is your asset, not ours. Most marketing companies will not bring that up. And if you say, hey, we're going to go work with, you know, RMG, you know, say you're going to leave them, come work for us, right? That'd be great. A lot of people are like, yeah, this is my website. And we're like, are you sure? A lot of marketing companies be like, all right, well, if you're canceling, you lose the site. And everybody's like, what? Y'all told me it was mine. Like, just be aware of that. I hate it because man, so many people get burned. Like when we build it, we're like, hey, we'll build the site. We build WordPress sites because it's compatible basically everything. We're like, hey, we're gonna build the site on your domain. This is your asset. I mean, I've had clients sell their business down the road or whatever, right? I'm like, hey, cool. That's your asset. It goes with the sale. And I mean, a smart buyer will ask that. Um, so keep that in mind. That is, I don't want y'all getting burned and scammed by people building you websites and they're trying, and then they try to keep them. All right, what time is it? 3 or 4. We got a little more time. All right, Kimberly, you're in the hot seat. Yeah, I can already tell this thing's gonna be clean. Yeah, this is yeah. So you could probably build out more city pages. It's a great start. I can already tell about. See, yeah, it's about water. Oh, yeah, service pages. I mean, I can already tell y'all have rebuilt this in the past couple of years. Background image, love it. Slide ins, love it. Look, trust credibility badges, yep. Look, yeah, see this is good. Next, let's see what you got. So this links out to each. Y'all have multiple offices, yep, good. Yep, separate pages by service, good. Brand color scheme seems to be on point to your brand. Yeah, like the back of the logo shirt. Love it. Yep. Yeah. And see, y'all looking that y'all that are still on me like this is. I mean, again, not to like bash anybody or anything. Um. Yeah. Yeah. It looks like y'all had a Michigan design company. Yeah. Not bad on the structure. Yeah. You're. So Kimberly, this just to give y'all an example. Like if y'all approached us for marketing or whatever, the way I handle it, and I've taught my team, like we shoot people straight. We'd be like, you absolutely, we would work with this site. We're not going to try to force you to buy a new one. We're not, this absolutely, you got a great foundation. I just want to see something real quick actually on this. Let's see um, adding out more city pages could be an opportunity. And honestly, you might even have them. I'm not going yeah, look, WordPress site. That's how we roll. Yep. We'd be like, you absolutely don't need a new website. Now, if you want us to, audit and see what you got going on from a marketing standpoint, that's a whole other conversation, right? Because once you have this foundation and the hub in place, right? Remember I talked about this earlier in the webinar? It doesn't do you any good if you're not getting traffic and nobody's going to it, right? That's step two. Once y'all get this, but this is super clean, Kimberly. I actually really like this. I mean, I already know based on this website, y'all didn't start yesterday. I'd imagine y'all are doing some revenue too. I just have a good instinct. I'd imagine y'all are. Well, it'd be hard to pinpoint it, but yeah, y'all are rolling. Y'all got a good thing going. All right, so there you go, Kimberly. Sorry, I couldn't critique you too much, but all right, service pages. So, all right, yeah, you got the video too. I like the video in the background. Again, test your site speed, make sure it's not too heavy. Uh, so on this, you could leave this, but I would go down to the city level. Uh, well, I don't know who you are because you're in here as Three Jades. I'm gonna call you Three Jade. So you got the showing the counties you cover is good, but and again, remember I speak in more traffic, more leads, and jobs from a Google perspective. Like I get why you have this, because we've had to have this conversation with our clients. But so I'm in Charleston County, right? Like we're based out of Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston County. I don't search fire damage Charleston County, right? People typically search near me or their city name. So I would go more granular with this and get so you could put the city pages and city pages links on these county pages would be a easier way of doing that. So this is, man, y'all give me good examples because I'm covering different stuff, right? Other than that, yeah, not bad. I would add like if you're 24/7, you could add up something up here about this call button, like call 24/7, free estimates if you do that, whatever. See if you have any team photos, personalization photos, adding those on here. Because I still don't know who 3 Jade is, right? And again, do you have to have that? You don't. I'm just giving my honest opinion. Kind of like well, let's see. Is Kimberly still here? Let's pick on Kimberly. I'm gonna pick on you. Look, they even have the core values on here. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, I bet if y'all do rebuild recon, y'all are running strong. I can already tell because big typically, um, yeah, core values. I mean that they say that helps. It just lets people know how you operate, right? Like we have our core values on our site, and honestly, our site needs to be a little better. But we've been focusing on our clients as of late. But we do have our core values on there because it's just important, right? Like what can you expect? Yeah, look, team photo. Man, y'all on the man, that looks like a so fun fact, I worked on a steel mill out of college. I did construction management. I was a field engineer. This reminds me, I'm having deja vu. Freaking dude, I worked on a massive. It sucked, to be honest, but that's another story. But that looked like it kind of. Yeah. Look, I mean, y'all wrong with the. Yeah, yeah, y'all are. I'm not surprised. Look, sorry, Kimberly, not. I'll. Yeah, this is super clean. Yeah, y'all running millions. That's a fact. I already just know. Yeah, I mean y'all got this dialed in. I mean y'all had to pay for it too. I know y'all didn't pay $500 for this thing. Or maybe you built it, Kimberly. So if you did that, you know, we're always hiring talent. Reach out to us. All right. So 3Jade, hopefully that was helpful. What time is it? 3:11. All right, we'll see if we can get through. All right, clean slate. So your header section here is too, yeah, it's too much going on here, right? And then your phone numbers over here, well, yeah, all right. I was trying to see if it was my big screen doing that, but no, it's like that. Yeah, and again, my job, we are straight shooters at our company because we feel like that's why our clients hire them, right? This would need to be redone. Look, because look, there's, and again, I'm not trying to be mean, Scotty. I'm just giving you my honest. Well, Scotty's not even on here anymore. So, Scotty, I guess if he goes back and watch, but look, just to teach everybody on here, like these don't link out anywhere. There's no separate pages per service. It's clunky. You know, we got a random video of some petunias or something in the back, right? So, I mean, yeah, and it's Wix, right? He probably threw this up himself. And again, man, we've all started companies. You got to do what you got to do. I'm not trying to be mean by any means, but um, like this is an example for any of y'all. Like if he reached out to us like, hey man, I want to keep my current site. I just paid for it. We market it. And I'd be like, no, ethically I can't because there ain't no way this thing's gonna rank the way it's structured. So there's that. So Scotty, if you go back and watch this, I don't think you're on here anymore. There you go. Jeremiah, you still on here? Yeah, west of Greenville. Yeah, so I went to Clemson for college, Jeremiah, which is right outside of Greenville. Still have friends in Greenville. Spent a lot of time in Greenville, so I'm very familiar with Greenville, South Carolina. That's in the upstate. They probably don't have an accent quite like mine, but I was born in Tennessee. So if y'all are wondering why I sound like this, um, I just saw Scotty's website. Sorry, Scotty, I pulled up your website. Jeremiah. Yeah, maybe Scotty's still on here. Yeah, I don't know. All right. Man, I should do that was actually fun. I don't and honestly I think it helps. I don't know how y'all are wired, but for me to like y'all saw me quickly scan some of these, like, it's one thing to hear it, but I know a lot of entrepreneurs, like I'm super visual, right? I have to see examples. So there, y'all got some not so good, good, and mediocre example. Y'all got everything. So that was great. That was fun. I need to do more real life audits, I guess you want to call them. All right. Any last? It is going on 3:15, so I need to move on to other duties. But again, yeah, that was fun. Book a call with us if you want to talk to us about your website, marketing, growing and scaling, whatever you got. I put the link in the chat. Otherwise, hopefully y'all got some value from this. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna be able to do one in April. It'll be on a different topic, so stay on our email list. If you're here, I'm assuming you're on our email list. So, I send out a weekly newsletter too. You can subscribe on our website. It's pretty slick. I'll put a bunch of articles together on that. All right, we got search pages. Good. So yeah, this is good. You can put another button next to it with a tap to call, right? Most of us want the phone call before the email, right? Because emails are going to get lost. So add a tap to call for people that want to call. I mean, I would add a little more to this, right? Like we all know that this is, well, I don't know actually. I guess maybe that's a fire, wind, storm damage, bio. You know what I mean? So I would maybe go a little deeper on that. The background, I mean, that'll work. That'll suffice. Look, these aren't even clickable. No bueno to your current team. So these aren't links, right? Now I do think I'll check on my phone real quick. I know I have an iPhone and I know they've been changing how they let's see, United Restoration.org. All right, it is mobile friendly, Clay. Yeah, all right. That's what I thought. So quick way I check the tap to call is if you hover over on a desktop, you can see if it's clickable. These aren't, but I think, with all these iPhone updates and everything, like I did just tap that number and the dollar populated, so you're good there. Yeah, but look, I mean these. Here you go. So these must link fire damage cleanup. Yeah, I mean, but you see, like this is this is a start. I get it, but like this picture, like all of us that have been in the industry long enough, like we know that ain't real. That's the same water damage picture everybody's using, right? That's my honest opinion. I'm again, done is better than perfect, so I get it, but I would maybe try to, yeah. And you work with TPAs, it looks like. So that's, yeah, you can have that on there. Yeah, I mean, you had this award. I mean, not bad. I mean, so Clay, if you were to reach out to us, I'd be like, man, this isn't bad, but like, I'd suggest a new site, right? Like, you saw the way some of these looked, and where's our one? I might have closed it. Kimberly site, like that thing's clean. So we build custom sites too. So again, my honest opinion, man, like this is good for now. I get like it's up. I'd maybe just I'd beef it up a little bit, in my honest opinion. So there you go. Again, not trying to be mean. I feel like I have to shoot. Yeah, you got a question? I just saw some I don't even know how to work oh, I answered you, I think. Yeah, no problem. All right. Going once, going twice. Um I'm going to wrap this up.